welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be going through Pei Chun Public School paper. This is their P6 2024 Prelim question number 34, and this is a question on adaptation and as well as food web. Food web is the main question. Okay, so you have plant PQ, then all the way from animal A to animal E, then a large number of animal C move into this habitat. D remain the same. How will B and E change? Okay, so before you go into this question, right, the concept they are really testing you is on this idea. Okay, when there is a change in the number of organisms in the food web, how will the population of other organisms be affected? Would it increase, decrease, or remain the same in this case? Okay, before you go into this part, you have to be very clear who is your producer. This will be your producer. Okay, this is also your producer. Because they are plants. Then who is your plant eater? The plant eater will be this. Okay, this will be the plant eater. This will be the plant eater. Okay, as well as the top predator must be this, because all the arrows are pointing in. These are the top predators. Okay, so top predators. Top predator for animal D. And how about E? E is someone who feed on a plant, okay, and it's being fed on by the top predator. So in this case, E will be probably an animal eater, but it is also a prey and a predator. Okay, by definition, all plant eaters, they are more or less usually your prey. They are your prey in this habitat. Okay, so in this case, you have more or less the main idea around it. So let's take a look. Okay, large number of C move into this habitat, the number of D remain the same. How will B change? Okay, B is this part, right? So if you got a lot more C, they will start to compete for food within each other. But you get a lot more C, right? More of Q will be eaten. When more of Q will be eaten, there will be less food for B. When less food for B, B will decrease. Okay, so in this case, we know that B decrease. When C increase, B will decrease because there's less food for B to feed on. So how do we phrase this answer? You can use this. Make a choice. What is the effect of B? A population of B will decrease. Okay, so you quote the evidence. The evidence is based on this two arrows, but you have to rephrase it in words. So in this case, this is how you can do it. You can say both B and C feed on Q. Okay, and because of this, right, the reasoning or the cause and effect explanation will be that more of Q will be eaten by C, and B will have less Q to feed on. Therefore, less food population will decrease, right? Or you can use this. Okay, more of C will eat Q, leaving less food for B to feed on. So the idea, right, is really using the word less, more. Okay, the comparative adjective must be used to describe the change in population for animal B. Then now we take a look how E will change. How E will change. Okay, so in this case, you have to realize that when B decrease, how E will have changed. So you take a look, and E is also being eaten by D, and they tell you the number of D remain the same. Okay, if the number of D remain the same and it has less food to feed on, okay, less food, that means less B to feed on, right? Then it will in turn go and eat more E. When more E is being eaten, E will decrease in population. So a decrease in population of B will also result in a decrease in population of E as well. Okay, so this is how you can write your answer. Okay, the population of E will decrease. Okay, that's the idea that D will feed on both B and E. Okay, because D will feed on the same food, and now you have if you got less B for D to feed on, D will in turn eat more of E. Okay, this is one way to put it. Or another way of reasoning will be, as the population of B decreases, the same number of D will feed on more E. Okay, so the idea of same, okay, is this part, is using this information over here. Okay, same number of D will now eat on E because B decreases. Okay, then less food for E, less B for D to feed on, so D will eat more E. Okay, so this will be the how you can explain using choice, evidence, and reasoning. Okay, your evidence is really to establish the relationship within the arrows. They use the arrows to guide you. The arrows are there, right, to tell you who fed on who is being eaten, who is being predated on. Okay, and over here, just to recap, okay, D is the top predator. Okay, D is the top predator, and the prey and predator only will be animal E. Prey and predator will be animal E. Okay, in this case. Okay, so let's move on to the animal E hunt in a group as shown over here. So you got animal E. Okay, they look a little bit smaller, okay, than this prey that they are trying to prey on. Okay, so they hunt in group. Okay, hunting in group, right, is a behavioral advantage. Okay, when animals engage in behavioral adaptation, right? Okay, so sorry, I said it should be behavioral adaptation. Okay, they will want to do this because they want to cope with physical factor. They want to obtain food. They also want to escape from predator. They also want to reproduce. Okay, for plants will be find ways to disperse. So this set, right, you can think of it as COER, or sometimes you can put it as CORE. Let me just swap the reproduce and escape. So you can remember this as these ideas. Then when you are answering behavioral adaptation question, you always think about coping with physical factor like temperature, light, water. Okay, obtain food, escape predator. Okay, how do they help them to better reproduce? So when they are hunting in groups, hunt is always related to food. Okay, so you definitely straight away you can think about this. And before I go into the answer, this part, right, what I do, I extracted from this set of file over here, actually the file that we are talking about. So you can see that actually in the MOE document, right, this is actually being spelled out. Okay, this part is being spelled out, so you can just look and read into this. This is page 69. So these are the core ideas that you need to know, especially for adaptation, be it structural or behavioral. Okay, so let's move on to this. So suggest an advantage for animal E to hunt in group. Okay, when they hunt in group, right, okay, they are really trying to look out for prey better, or to hunt for prey better. Okay, so they can detect more, because now they have more eyes. More eyes looking for the same prey. Then they can catch their prey better because they can surround them. And it also help them, in this case, if you look at this image, right, they are way smaller. This predator is a bit more large. This prey, right, not predator, this prey, right, is a lot more larger. So they will want to be able to use their numbers to take down a larger and stronger prey in this case. Okay, so in this case, this allowed them to take down a larger and stronger prey. Okay, as compared to animal E, catch their prey or detect their prey more easily. This part is required. Okay, because if you actually don't hunt in group, you also can catch and detect prey. But when you don't hunt in group, you can catch and detect prey. But when you hunt in group, you can catch and detect prey more easily. Okay, so with that, will be more or less the end of this part over here. Let me just zoom out. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you.